Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. I'd like to welcome you, dear viewers, to another in the series, In the Light of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah's peace and blessings be on each and every one of you. In this segment, we'll be looking at a variety of questions that have come in on a variety of topics. Some concerning breastfeeding, some concerning charity, others related to Hajj. We have questions concerning burial, etc. And we hope to try to get through all of them during this segment, and I hope that you'll find this segment interesting and educational. You may write to us at any time that you have any questions or any problems that need to be clarified for you on the television, or if you'd like to just hear them personally, they can be sent back to you. You write to me, Dr. Bilal Phillips, at Sharjah TV, In the Light of Islam, P.O. Box 111, Sharjah. The first question concerning breastfeeding. This question from Sister Wafa in Dubai. She writes, Dear Bilal, Dr. Bilal, I'm asking regarding breastfeeding of the baby. Is it haram if you breastfeed your baby for 2 months only instead of for 2 years? For 2 months instead of for 2 years. Well, Allah says in the Quran that the weaning of the child is after a period of 2 years. Hawlaini kamilaini. For whoever who wishes to complete that period of breastfeeding. So it is something optional. If one wants to do the complete, then it's 2 years, meaning you don't go beyond 2 years. And 2 years is the preferable point to go up to. However, if one stops before that, there is no harm. There are circumstances where a woman's milk runs out, it stops. What does she do? Is she in sin because she can no longer breastfeed her child? If she chooses not to breastfeed for cosmetic reasons, because she feels that if she breastfeeds it's going to affect, the beauty of her body or whatever, and then she's denying her child sustenance, which she has, which is better than any other form of food. Now this is something which we can say Islamically is disliked. Not haram, meaning sinful, because if she's not starving the child to death, she's giving the child some other substitutes. So it is not sinful, but it is disliked in Islam. Because the best, we should give our children the best that we can. And this milk God has given, it should be what is given to the child until one is unable to do so any longer, or until the period has ended. The next question from Sister Shamina Jafar. Dear brother, Assalamu alaikum. A husband, as a breadwinner of the family, spends out of his earnings as sadaqah, zakah, and sadaqatul jariyah projects. It's ongoing charitable projects. Do the wife and children get equal amounts of reward, especially in the case of sadaqatul jariyah, especially in the case of these charitable projects which are ongoing? If you say no, then how do we increase our reward in giving charity if we do not have money as housewives? Surely we encourage our husbands in giving charity, since we do not earn, but give provisions, clothing, etc. A friend said we would not get any reward. Second question, can a non-Muslim attend a Muslim funeral, see the body, etc.? And can a non-Muslim female see a lady who is in her iddah? 3 questions actually. First question concerning the charity which is given by the husband. Fundamentally, what he gives from his wealth, the reward is for him. The good that he does, he gets the reward. His children, his wife, they don't get any reward from that because it is his act. He does the act. Unless he does it in their name. Does it asking God to give the reward for this act to them. I mean, this is something that he may do. He may do a charitable act on behalf of his wife or child. This is permissible. However, as a general principle, when he does charitable acts, the reward is for him. Now, if his wife is the one who pointed him in the direction of this charitable act, then she gets a similar reward. Because Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, said that whoever begins a good sunnah, a good way, they get the reward of whoever follows that way until the last day, without decreasing the reward of those who actually do it in any way. So if she guides her husband to a charitable act and he does it, she gets a similar reward from having guided him, having set the way, identified the way. So here is her chance for reward. By giving him support, by encouraging him, etc., she does get reward out of the acts that he does. Now, if she gives from her own wealth, then the reward is for herself. If she has certain wealth of her own, she gives, the reward is for herself. If, for example, she gives of the things which, the family no longer needs, giving it to the poor and the needy, then she gets reward for that act, for the consideration. Of course, the one who purchased it and okayed the giving, he gets reward also, having been the one who purchased his clothes, etc., etc. So the woman is not denied of reward, where she is actively involved, either in the actual acts of the giving or in encouraging her husband, giving him support in these acts. Because you have some wives, the husband wants to be charitable, and the wife says, no, don't give. We need it, we should have this, so and so and so and so, we need another car. So she is the one who guides him towards stinginess, not sharing his wealth. Then of course, she is deprived of the reward that would have come from encouraging him. So a wife who is supportive of the generosity of her husband gets some of the reward. The wife who identifies a good area for charity, etc., whether it be a continually beneficial charity or one of limited scope, she gets a similar reward to the one who actually does it. The second question, can a non-Muslim attend a Muslim funeral? Yes, funeral in the sense that where they're being buried, it is not prohibited for non-Muslims to come to the burial site, etc. But to join in the funeral prayer, no. The funeral prayer, one of the conditions to make that prayer is that you must be a Muslim. So they cannot. If we say the funeral involves the funeral prayer, it involves the actual act of the burial, carrying the body and burying the body. So in the actual act of the burying, yes, they may be present, but in the prayer itself, they're not allowed to take part. They may come to the mosque and to observe, but to actually take part in the prayer, no, they're not permitted to do so. And can a non-Muslim female see a lady who is on her iddah, a woman who is in her period of waiting for a divorce or after her husband has died? Can a non-Muslim female see her? Yes. Whether she is in that state or whether she is outside of that state, it is not forbidden for non-Muslim females to see Muslim females. Another question, which is from Dubai also. Dear Dr. Phillips, since you are answering questions about Islam, I hope you will answer a couple of mine. I'm confused by people saying that Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, taught secret doctrines. How can this be so? How can we know what is real secret doctrine, what is a real secret doctrine, and what is a false one? If there is no proof, how can anything be real and true? Please advise. Hussein Ali Shah. Brother Hussein, Allah said to Prophet Muhammad to convey the message completely. He informed all of us that the religion was complete. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I've completed for you your religion. And furthermore, Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, said, Taraktukum ala mahajjatin bayda. I have left you, my followers, on a clear white sheet. Layluha kanahariha. Its night is like its day. La yazighu anha illa halik. Anyone who deviates from it deviates into destruction, is destroyed. So the religion that he left behind, he said, is like a clear white sheet that has no difference between day and night. There is no hidden the dark part and the obvious the light part. That is the day and the night. Nothing hidden. And whoever deviates from that, claiming, well, yes, there are some special messages which the Prophet gave to Abu Bakr when he was in the cave, and he gave to this companion or to that companion, so on and so, which is a part and parcel of the teachings of Islam. No, that is false. And Aisha and other companions of the Prophet ﷺ emphasized that, saying in a number of statements recorded by them, whoever claims that the Prophet did not reveal or convey to everyone all of his message has lied about the Prophet. This is telling a lie about the Prophet. No, he conveyed the complete message. Sure, he did give some information to some of the companions which was unique to them. Some companions were given the names of the hypocrites. Bits of information were given to them, like this. But this piece of information, one, were not part and parcel of the teachings of Islam itself. Islam as a totality, this was given completely out in the open to everyone. Certain things, as I said, certain pieces of information were given to some of his companions, as warnings of times to come in their period. That information was useful for that particular period, so that was given to particular companions. But the information of Islam itself, nothing was hidden. The religion has no secret doctrines. It has no secret societies or groups, where secret knowledge is shared amongst themselves, secret interpretations, etc., etc. These are the arguments of the deviants, those who have deviated from the true message of Islam. So, I would say to you, Brother Hussein, that such statements should be rejected. Do not accept it, because this is the basis of deviation from the true message of Islam. A further question. Sister Fatima Ahmed writes, Dear Dr. Phillips, Assalamu alaikum. I have two questions that I hope you can answer. First, can a woman in Iddah be visited by non-Muslim women? This is a similar question which we have already asked. And this person also asked concerning Muslim attending the funerals of non-Muslims. This is slightly different from the previous question, which was about non-Muslims attending the funerals of Muslims. Now, as Muslims, we are not permitted to take part in the religious activities